Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota, Tim. I'm all hopped up now on my coffee. I'm gonna make probably some bacon and eggs here. I got a little bit of bacon left. Get the heater going there. I just turned it off. Takes a second to always shut off. Hang on. I'm all hopped up, but I look asleep. Still got my PJs on. Oh man, this is nice. I said, don't get cheap on them, Baker. I had to run over to McDonald's though, so. Feels good out here. You know, because it's chilly enough for that, 100%. But not freezing out here. That propane bottle, #1 bottle, I got 2 small ones, has got to go to the Ace Hardware today. Because even though I didn't bring you a fireside chat last night, don't think I don't like having these fires, because there'll be a day, not too distant future, you won't be even thinking, you don't even want to spell it. We'll be a mile from the sun. But yeah, as I was saying in my earlier video this morning, I was just trying to, just sort of drawing a blank, and I was just chilling out here. And I thought, I'm not going to go out there to talk just to talk. So, just one of those nights, you know. And what did I eat yesterday? Eating is something I got to stop. I mean, seriously, it's getting out of control. Not that I eat often. I'm eating the wrong things, and I'll admit it, because, you know, I made an honest effort with the carnivore, and, you know, with the fruits and the vegetables, and then, you know, then it was back to cakes and pies. No, I don't eat cakes and pies. I have indulged because, you know, Raphael's birthday, we went to that pizza place. I took her there. I took Fred there. Their birthdays are about 30 days apart. We got the chocolate pie at Yoder's, which, believe it or not, I don't eat that. I have no desire for that. The other day, went over there for coffee. Yesterday or the day before. And you know those little cinnamon rolls you can buy, and, you know, Pillsbury, and then you squeeze the icing on them? She whipped them up. You know, Fred wanted them. She whipped them up, and they came out there, and she always makes Maxwell House coffee. Best coffee I ever drank in my life. And she served up them Pillsbury Doughboys. Don't think that I was rude and turned them down. Now, I had one, and now I've drawn the line in the sand. And this boy's got to be better. And I will. And I'll probably fail again. And I'll get better again. And that's just life. But we do what we can, right? And that's the point of what I was, you know, wanting to talk about last night is, you know, you slide backwards, and some things in life that aren't the best for you, and all you got to do is get back on the horse, you know, just begin again. But there's a lot of people, as you can see out there, that never started. They got to get on the case. But isn't that pretty? Feels marvelous. Here's to you guys this morning. It's great to be alive. And like I said, part of what I was going to talk about last night, I don't know why I was wanting to go there. I guess because I'm having a little more of a, why does this chair recline some here? What's going on? You got it on the locks? Where are the locks? Locks off. Locks off. There we go. Wanting to travel, wanting to go, realizing the age that I'm at, thinking about finances, thinking about health, you know, the eye. I got that C scan, you know, let's check out the valves in your heart, and what's your cholesterol. And it's like, I make a joke about it, but it's not a joke. These are the kind of things that seniors are always talking about. that they always got to go to the doctors. And, you know, it may not be terrible stuff, but, you know, you're getting your hearing checked, you're getting your eyes, you know, cataracts, you're getting, you know, all these things done. You know, Fred and Raphael, they got a whole week of doctors, they were telling me. She had a little cyst removed from her forearm, and she's got some stitches also. I said, you want me to take them out for you? She said, no. Boy, I sure am glad I let the doctor take mine out. It didn't feel too good either. It wasn't bad, but when you got somebody pointing really sharp doctor scissors down on your pectoral area with a wound that was just stuck together, it's a little sensitive there. It tickled a little bit. I'm glad I came out here. I hope you guys are enjoying. You feel the warmth of that. But back to the story. Yeah, I was writing down these statistics, and I was looking on Google and AI and learning all these things about how much we actually sleep. You know, you sleep a third of your life away. A third. Not a quarter. Not a tenth. Dang. You know, and then you got to, you know, grow up. Using the average age of 73, and I think 79 the ladies live to, and, you know, it might be a couple more years than 73 now. They bumped it up for men. And there's always somebody in comments that says, if you got to 65 or you got to 60, you got a lock on 85. Baloney. But the point of what I was trying to share last night, wanting to share, was with the fact that you sleep, work, commute. You won't believe how many years and hours of your life you spend in your car commuting and running errands. All of these things, working and all that, are not, some would disagree with this statement, living life. You are educating, you're working, you're earning, you're sleeping, you're commuting, you're eating. And while some of those things can be fun living life, you know, driving a cool car, eating some good food, working a nice job you like, you know what I'm trying to say is the actual time, by the time you get to retirement, AI was saying that you got about 10 to 15 years. And then, you know, then there's something from that too. I won't go into all of it, but you really got, when people want to argue with me about how long you really have as an average lifespan, in the whole scheme of things, none of us have more than, you know, a dozen years. Now that's before anybody that gets sick and checks out early. That's before, I'm trying to get the fire in there for you while I talk, so I don't bore you to death. You know, you get a bad gizzard, something starts going with your heart. See, cancer and heart disease are the two top killers. I mean, yesterday, I'm rubbing the top of my head. I already had one zapped right here. I had one removed on the back of my head some years ago. You know, I'm eat up with these basal cells. And living in Florida all my life, surfing, going to the desert with the sand rail out in California. I mean, I've been in the sun. I was an offshore fisherman, my own. I mean, I didn't work for anybody. I did a lot of offshore fishing when I had a couple of boats when I was younger. I've spent time in tanning beds, laying on the beach. I'm a sun worshiper. I used to be. And so I'm paying the price. But nobody can tell you then. And all these millions and thousands are on the beach today. You can't tell them either. They're laying up there all greased up with their copper tone and oils and things. And, you know, there's a possibility that they're going to pay the price. So yesterday I was feeling the top of my head. I'm like, dang, I need to go back to the dermatologist and have him, you know, check it out. So all of these things in life after you're 60 can take those, because it said, AI says that most people retire between 62 and 67. Duh. So if you're only given 10 to 15 years, and at 60 your health starts to, like a car with a lot of miles, you get an issue. Now you have to subtract from that. If you don't live like Jack LaLanne by the time you retire between 62 and 67 and live the rest of your life, you know, like some few people do, what do you got left? It's really, I don't know if it makes sense to you or you care, but it just makes me not want to miss a day. I mean, I got to crush it today. I feel like, you know, I'm already in the red zone. So, and even AI is becoming very interesting when you ask it certain things to give you information. It's a very, it'll put out a couple of points when it talks to you on your phone that you didn't think about, that gives you food for thought. And what was I was just going to say regarding living life? Well, just makes me think, you know, that I got to get out there now. Oh, this is what it said. It said when you're younger, looking ahead, you think you have forever. You know how we think like that when we're younger, and like, oh yeah, retirement. And, you know, maybe one day I'll retire. You know, I'll get Social Security, or I'll get a pension or something. You know, I'll make some money and save it or whatever. When you're young, even when you're up into your 40s, you think life is forever. And then you get to a point, believe me, if you're listening to me and you're not in your 60s, take heed. Listen to your elders. Life is short. You'll be here before you know it. And then, you know, I mean, I'm going to be 70 in 4 years. And you're definitely knocking on the, you're approaching the end of that runway. All right. Now I'm going to say this, and I'll try not to say it offensively. Take a look at the fire. I'll sugar you up a little bit before I say it. After 70 or 73, for most people, you're not living anyway. And I try to say that with a sense of humor, but I live in South Florida, and I'm telling you, especially over in West Palm Beach, they're glad to be alive, but they're walking around with oxygen tanks and wheelchairs and walkers, and people are having to drive them. I was at Fuzzy's Tacos yesterday. That's what I ate yesterday. It was delicious. I had a carne asada taco. Oh my gosh, so good. A gentleman and his wife come out. He had aged before her. She drives. They were with their children, who were older too, and they kissed them goodbye. I could see it was like a little family meeting for lunch. And the wife had to get the husband in the vehicle. He had one of those walkers that you push along with the wheels. And 5 minutes went by before he got in the car. Get him in there, buckle him up, put his thing in the back seat. The time it took him to go from like the end of my camper to the front of my camper with that, when he came out the door, they parked in handicap right there, was just inches, just inching his way. But he did it on his own self-esteem with his walker. And he, you know, I don't know how old he was, but I just like reflecting. I was like, man, you know, some are in these retirement centers, you know, these assisted living places. Now that can be a very sad life. So what I'm saying is, after you stop traveling and doing your own thing and grilling it out and crushing it and all that, and you go into this mode of, yeah, you're alive. These people want to argue in the comments. You're alive. Yeah, you lived to 85. But how many are doing jumping jacks and running around? That's my point. So, you know, I'm down to like 7 of my 10 or 15 I had left from my retirement. Now, fortunately for my life, I've been basically semi-retired since I got out of the car business. And I've gone and done, I wouldn't change a thing. Even though I don't have a pension because I work for myself, I wouldn't. I've had a very free life. And I used to have people tell me on the golf course, you know, when I talk to them, I meet these guys that are, you know, making money and or they're retired already, they got a big pension and all that, and they say, well, yeah, but you know, look at you, you do what you want to do. You know, the rest of us are out here working 40, 50 hours a week, and I mean, not everybody was envious of my, you know, my life, but it wasn't bad, you know, it really wasn't. People say, well, what do you do for a living? Because I was a younger guy. This was years ago, playing some golf. They were wondering why I was on the golf course on, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday in the afternoon. The propane bottle's lasting pretty good. So, whatever your age is, if you're listening to this video, absolutely don't waste a day. Because I'll end the video by saying this. I guess this was what was on my mind last night, that I don't want to talk about that. We already know that. They know that. No, maybe they don't. Maybe they need to think about it. Because when I was reading AI, getting these talking points, it was making me think, dang, you really got 10 or 15 is all you got left once you get to 62 to 67. Is really think about it. Get yourself out of debt and set yourself up to where you can live a life that you want to live. Now, do you want to work? You want to go to a prison job till you're 70? Go ahead. Go ahead. But I'm going to get busy. And I'm going to get busy here very, very soon. Went to that eye doctor, you know, and I got to go back on Tuesday to see if the tube shunt opened up. And I'm thinking very well of going to the mountains. You know, I told you can't believe a damn thing I say. Local, you know, just North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, the Smokies, up on Blue Ridge Parkway, Cherokee. There's a lot of RV parks, Trout Stream, stuff like that. And Maggie Valley, where I went one time before. And maybe doing that. Then coming back, and then when it gets really hot here, go somewhere again. You know, rather than spending all my money on gas of going out across the entire United States and coming back to the same place. Now, I shouldn't have said that. The same place is a good place. I love it there. I love it. I love it. I love the whole trip. I love the same route. I love the Love's truck stops. I love Bullhead City, Laughlin, Vegas. Going over to, you know, if I did go out there though, now the weather's not real boiling hot. It's not that bad of a drive to going over to Utah. To, what's that place? Not Cedar City all the way up, but that lower area that gets very warm, where there's some amazing golf courses. Make it a golf trip, you know? That's what I'm talking about. I know people listening to me right now going, now you're on the rails. And then, of course, the shooting the firearms out in the desert is fun, and you know I love my firearms. So we'll see. Let's do some of it, all of it, but not none of it. Let's do something. Well, anyway, I'm going to go make another pot of coffee because I'm all hopped up now from the McDonald's coffee, and turn off the old fire pit there. See, I didn't get cheap on you. I brought it to you in the morning. Threw you a curveball there. Now, of course, it's probably almost noon now, right? With the time change. A lot of you are gone to your prison jobs. Some of you aren't. I don't know how many of you out there work. I think most of you that watch me don't. I can tell you, it's another day to crush it.